Well, I grew up with Bach. My father was a wonderful organist in Canada. He came from England where he had studied, and so probably before I was born I was hearing Bach. My mother also was his student, but a piano teacher and had a choir, and so both wonderful musicians. And I remember from the time I was a little girl hearing him play all those great organ works by Bach, and what excitement he put into them, and drama and color, and I really was always attracted by them. And so when I started playing at age 3, well, by 4 I was already playing some easy minuets by Bach, and I always had him in my repertoire. And as I said, my parents really, insisted that it be the basis of acquiring a good singing tone, of knowing which notes to slur, which to play detached, how to choose a tempo, all of those things. Because of course with Bach nothing is written in the score, so you have to decide yourself on these matters using your good taste, as it were. And so I was very fortunate to have my parents as my first teachers, because they knew what they were doing. Oh, maybe it's just a nice coincidence that we're both Canadian. I think that there's no more than that, really. I mean, one of my teachers in Toronto, Myrtle Guerrero, was the widow of his only teacher, Alberto Guerrero, but she always used to say that he was impossible to teach. But I never had any direct contact with him either, because by the time I was any sort of age, he was already a hermit and working at night and sleeping by day. But I know that he did hear me on the radio once and phoned in to CBC radio in Canada and asking who was playing. But of course I listened to him, but I always knew that he was so different, and I didn't really want to imitate him, because I just felt that would be an imitation of him, and that didn't appeal to me at all. And he was so neurotic in many ways, and I'm really so normal in many ways. So I think really we're at opposite ends of the personality spectrum. He was a presence, but not a huge influence, I must say. My father and even my teachers were more Jean-Paul Sevilla, whom I had at the University of Ottawa, who came from France, and it was he whom I heard first perform the Goldberg Variations when I was 15 years old, and I'll never forget that. And he was much more of a living presence for me, an inspiration, than Gould. So, I mean, I really prepared my complete well-tempered clavier without listening to Gould, because I didn't want to be influenced by what I might hear. I really just wanted to go to the score and find out that way. Yeah, well, Turek, I had her LPs from the time I was very young. Those were the LPs in the 60s when I was growing up. And so I had those. I listened, of course, to Edwin Fischer, Jörg Demus, many different, Andras Schiff, more recently. And you can of course learn something from everyone, but I just think it's dangerous then to go imitating everybody. So I take what I want, or learn what I want, and then I find my own way, and which is great, I think, because if you listen to if you know about Bach, and if you listen to 3 bars of Lars and Turek, and 3 bars of Gould, and 3 bars of Schiff, and 3 bars of Hewitt, you will not confound any of us. We're all very, very much ourselves and very identifiable, which is great.